Welcome to part 5 of... is this part 5? God damn it. Yes. It is part 5. Okay. Part 5 of Monark. Jesus Christ. Oh my god,
It seems this place, too, is linked to the depths. This...
It's Misty.
What is it? Ready or not?
Why was the name scratched off? Why are my memory... Hey, you're from the True Student Council, right? Whoa, no need to get so worked up. I just got here. I'm still normal, I think. You're investigating the mist, right? Does that mean you're headed to the old dormitory? I've got the key to the main gate. Hear me out for a bit, and I'll give it to you. Have you ever had the sudden feeling that someone you could have sworn was always there just vanished? Or like that their existence was covered up by something else, maybe? I have. I feel that way right now, in fact. That's the whole reason I came here. There's a memorial there inscribed with the names of some students who died in an accident. Can you take a look at it? One of the names is impossible to make out. I want you to find out who it is for me. I can't remember, but I think it's someone I know. A classmate, maybe. I'd call it just a hunch, but something tells me it's more than that. Please, you've got to figure out who they are. Why was the... I could have sworn... Why was the name scratched? The last name on the memorial. I think it's one of my classmates. Did you find out who it was? Takamori Suzuki. Yeah, that's right. He died in a traffic accident. I sat next to him in class. We got along pretty well. He was the first guy How could I forget him? Was it because of the mist? Thank you for reminding me about him. Here's the key to the main gate, like I promised. Why was the name scratched off? Why are my memories so hazy?
Ready or not, here I come.
It's not every day someone outside of the astronomy club shows up here.
Shh! Be quiet!
Did you come here to look at the stars too?
Nothing's better than a fresh... Nothing's better than a fresh...
Well, this ain't the ugliest thing I ever saw. Kinda reminds me of a sedimentary rock. Actually, those are made up of a bunch of tinier rocks, so I guess it's not the same. It's like it used to be a big old boulder, but now it's just falling apart. How'd it end up like this? Can't say I'm not curious, being a back bear myself. Looks like we won't have the time to mull it over though, huh? Still, the pack bear will show up once we shatter enough ideals. Then we can just beat the answers out of them.
Let's go, Ryotaro.
It's meeting time.
Get ready. You're open.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Hurry up and die!
How vexatious.
Another!
No mercy. Hot, isn't it?
Fruitless.
Die already!
You gotta be kidding! Foul cretins! Take this! Hurry up and die!
Get ready.
No mercy.
You gotta be kidding! Foul cretins! Hurry up and die! I'll kill you all!
How vexatious.
Here I go.
Allow me.
You're good at this, Ryotaro.
Just another step up the ladder.
Suffering, pain, lives are stolen, lives are forgotten. Why must they suffer? Why must they be in pain? Why do they have to be stolen and forgotten? The suffering from the past doesn't go away. The fact that they were hurt survives them. Lives stolen never return. Lives lost are never recovered, if it's just the way of the world. If it's just a matter of course, then for what reason do we suffer? For what reason must we grieve? For what reason do we desire? Everything that should have been was stolen. Everything that could have been was lost. The world is unjust, uncaring, and insane. In this twisted, irrational world, if I am allowed to desire, if I am allowed to want, no. If I am driven to desire and want, I should be allowed to wish. To have my wishes fulfilled. To wish for a happy past. For a complete and flawless reality. For a life of peace and tranquility. For a life where you are still here. The world is unjust, uncaring and insane. Therefore, fulfilling an insane wish and distorting the world to grant it is a small price to pay to regain everything I've lost. The world was unjust and insane long before I got here, after all.
An ego that desires to take back what had been lost, paired with a will that justifies itself at any cost. This ideal is fading. It's liable to break. And yet, there is one guarantee I can make. Among the pact bearers who have yet to fall, this one is, without doubt, the strongest of all.
Oh, hey! Great work out there! Huh? Flowers? What are you talking about? Where's this coming from? Oh, right! Dr. Shironeko is back in the infirmary. She and Dr. Kakeru wanted to talk to you. You should go see them before you head to the old dormitory.
Yo, Chio.
What?
Hello, Mr. Vice President. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Hey, Vice Prez? I just want you to know that I tried to stop her, okay? The banquet from hell that this she-devil is planning, that's what. I'm not really good with this sort of thing, but maybe you'll be able to handle it better.
Oh, come on. Don't give him the wrong idea. I just wanted to put on a party, that's all.
That's what I mean. I can't stand this party business. You got any idea how exhausting that sounds? Makes my skin crawl.
Well, you're not the one we're celebrating, so hush.
Please. All that rabble-rousing would be more of a curse than a celebration.
Oh dear, I can't hear you all of a sudden. Did you say something?
Alas, no. 'Twas mayhaps your imagination, milady.
Anyway, we may still be cut off from the outside, but the mist on campus has cleared up for the most part. Thanks to the TSC, the majority of our problems aren't problems anymore. So I figured we could lighten the mood and celebrate a little. Everything's been so gloomy lately, you know? What do you think? Sounds great, right? The old dorm? Well, mist or no mist, it's not like anyone can get in there while it's all locked up. Now that the major areas on campus are clear, we should shake things up with a little party. No need to worry about the other buildings. I'm sure you'll get them all sorted out in time.
Time isn't gonna be the solution to every problem, you know?
Oh dear, I can't hear you all of a sudden. Did you say something?
Alas, no. 'Twas mayhaps your imagination, milady.
I heard from Dr. Kakeru that you have some things to take care of, don't you?
You're headed for the old dormitory, right?
Make sure to check in with Chio before you go. And once you get back, we'll have a party with everyone else.
Be careful out there, you hear? Huh.
Oh, hey! I'm not sure why you're asking, but of course, oh, right, Dr. Shiro Neko is back in the inn. She and Dr. Kakeru wanted to talk.
You seem kind. You're good to go. Don't push yourself.
Come back anytime you like.
The Pack Bearer of Wrath has the power of electrokinesis.
So this is the old dorm, huh? It looks pretty clean for a place that's been locked up for 8 years. Gramps used to live here. It gets me kind of emotional. My Gramps graduated from this academy. That's why I came here in the first place. If I hadn't, I'd have never gotten this power. And I'd never have met you. Hell, that goes for every one of you guys. All in all, I don't regret the choice I made. Now come on. Let's go investigate that mist.
It seems this place, too, is linked to the depths. This number connects to the singularity. Where's my thanks for all my charity?
Let's go, Ryotaro.
It's looting time.
Get ready. Null and void.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Take this!
Hurry up and die. All done.
Smells. Oh, Lord.
Here I go.
Here I come.
Foul cretins!
Hurry up and die. No mercy.
Here I go. Take this.
Here I come.
Eat lead.
Foul cretins!
I'll kill you all.
How vexatious. This is the end.
Get ready. Take this. You're good at this, Ryotaro.
Just another step up the ladder.
There's no way. I can't get to the end of the hallway. Where's the exit?
I just love ruins. You can almost feel the history.
one's here.
There's number 2. We break one more after this, we take out the pack bearer of greed. And after that... Hey, Mr. VP. Why'd you pick me to come along? Huh. Well, ain't that an honor? It's not like I hate you. Hell, I owe you one. You can count on me to watch your back. But don't get soft just 'cause I'm here. I can't promise I'll always be there to fight by your side. You're gonna have to be able to handle things yourself. Especially if we end up having to fight each other. If either of us goes out, it better be with a bang. Let's go.
Let's go, Ryotaro.
It's looting time.
Get ready.
Ha! Here I come.
Got you.
Foul Cretans!
Hurry up and die.
Let's be rational about this.
I will succeed.
Foolish. Unacceptable.
Get ready.
Here I come.
Foul Cretans!
Hurry up and die.
Let's be rational about this.
I will succeed. Pathetic.
Child's play!
Counterattack. Get ready. Null and void.
Here I come.
Foul Cretans! You've been bested!
How vexatious. How disappointing.
Let's be rational about this.
Pathetic.
Here I come.
Foul Cretans!
Hurry up and die.
I'll kill you all.
How vexatious.
Subdue them!
Kill.
Lame.
Die, you dog.
Get ready.
Here I come.
Good.
Foul Cretans!
Hurry Hurry up and die. All done.
Counterattack. Here I go. Null and void.
You're good at this, Ryotaro.
Just another step up the ladder.
This is a necessity. There's no way around it. Injustice to combat injustice. Madness to disrupt madness. Enough power to distort the very laws of nature and reclaim everything I have lost. The power to restore everything to how it was, and to keep it that way, forevermore. The power to give meaning to all the time spent shedding tears of regret. Time spent wishing, lamenting, resenting. If only, if only, if only. I'll obliterate the despair I suffered then. The despair that stole you from me. I'll destroy the emptiness I've felt ever since. The emptiness that stole what was left. I will prevail over this cruel and irrational world. The power to distort time and space itself. To bend them against all rhyme and reason. The power to not only revert loss, but to negate it entirely. To turn these if-onlys into reality. It's a necessity. I can't see it any other way. With this power, I will return to that place in time.
Your answer's a miss, though almost accurate. Don't think your brain into a huff. You'll see it yourself soon enough.
A toast to all of you.
Cheers!
Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Shironeko.
Of course. You're our behind-the-scenes guy. It's all thanks to you that life runs so smoothly here.
We could say the same for you, Dr. Shironeko. Thank you for saving so many of our students.
No. I only did what anyone else would have. Besides, helping those in need is part of my job.
You truly are the pride of our academy.
Who, me? Oh, don't be ridiculous.
And you're an excellent cook as well. Yuko, would you care for some of this too?
No, I couldn't eat another bite, Zora.
Oh, you're no fun. What happened to my gourmand of a husband?
The past is the past. We're both getting up there in years. Oh, but you're still as beautiful as ever, Sora.
Stop it, you. You're making me blush like a schoolgirl. Oh, it hurts to watch. Literally.
You might be the next pack bearer on the list. Yet look at you stuffing your face away. I'm almost impressed. You're just like a maggot. Low brain mass and a bottomless stomach.
Piss off, man. Can't you drop the emo act for once? This is a party. I don't want to hear this while I eat. Or didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Excuse me? You're dead.
Shinya!
Hey! You're wasting food!
Wait! Ryotaro!
Kokoro, you've got whipped cream on your mouth.
How careless of me. My hands are full. I will require assistance. Perhaps I could petition the Vice President to...
Aw, don't worry, Kokoro. I'll get it for you.
Ow, you're going to scrub my lips off.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. I'll make sure to scrub you nice and clean.
She's smiling, but not with her eyes.
They all seem to be having fun. You sure you don't want to join them, Vice Press? Hey, save your pity for someone who asked. You know, now that I think about it, I've been meaning to say something to you. Good work out there, really. You're the reason we've restored any semblance of peace here. Tell me something, Vice Prez. If all this chaos ever ends and we can go home again, what's the first thing you want to do? You and Chio, huh? You've got your priorities straight. No going back on your word, got it? I want to get out of here just as much as you. I made a promise with my brother, too. A promise from back when he got into high school. Said I'd take him on a trip to celebrate. But, long story short, things just didn't pan out that way. I always thought I'd be able to make it up to him later on, but well, life is full of twists and turns. Seeing you and your sister, it really reminds me of me and my little bro. Not that you and us are anything alike. Sorry, I didn't mean to make things all heavy. Guess this ain't the right time or place. Let's change the subject. How about romance? I've got...
What was that?
It came from the infirmary.
Miss Sora, don't you think I should check out the infirmary? I am the school doctor, after all. It's kind of my home turf.
Perhaps. But you seem so terribly worn down, Doctor. We can't have that.
Couldn't you have picked a better time and place to show up?
Don't be absurd, Dr. Kakeru. Of course I can't. I'm not you, after all. The reason I'm here is simply to say goodnight.
Good night.
I'm not sure what loop you're on now, but if I'm correct, something should be shattering soon. It's clear I can't count on you any longer. I won't abide you getting in the way of my precious child. It's a cruel, irrational world. No matter what time or place you decide on, the night will always come.
Huh?
Why am I in the infirmary? What in the world happened?
What's going on? Whatever I did, I'm sorry. Can I go home now?
Are we in the infirmary? But why? Sumire, are you okay? Huh? Who are you?
Mass delirium? Mr. Yugo, can you give me a hand? I'd like to get some medical supplies from the storage room.
But of course.
The rest of you, keep them in bed and calm them down.
Got it. There. They're quiet now. Problem solved.
Ryotaro, you used your authority, didn't you?
It's fine. I only took a little stamina. It's not gonna hurt them. Besides, it calmed them down, didn't it?
Sora, the Pact Bearers are conscious. Are you all right? You don't look well.
Yes, I'm fine. I just had a short dizzy spell when I left the classroom. Oh? Where's Dr. Kakeru?
Now that you mention it...
Huh? He was just here. He's a doctor. Where could he possibly be going at a time like this?
Did he get lost somehow?
From there to here? No way.
That's right. He's not like someone else we know.
Huh? They are? I don't hear anything.
Ringing. Nobody move. That ringing you heard came from the Pact Bearer of Greed. I protected the space to prevent their authority from influencing anything. The Jingu family has handled otherworldly matters for years, after all. We have methods for dealing with issues like these.
A Pact Bearer's authority? Then that means...
There's a very good chance something's happened outside.
We should check outside the infirmary.
Oh my goodness! Miss Sora! Nozomi! Chio? There are so many people here! And how did these beds fill up so fast?
Dr. Neko? What the hell are you going on about?
Ryotaro, right? Just look at all the people in the infirmary. Who wouldn't be surprised? But forget that. Look outside. There's this weird dome thing around the academy.
Huh? You mean the barrier?
Why are all of you so calm about this? The rest of the academy is freaking out. This is an emergency.
Dr. Shiro Neko, please, calm down. I have some questions for you. You said the academy has been covered by some sort of dome, but do you remember when that happened?
When? Just now. What's going on here, Ms. Sora?
I apologize, but now's not the time. May I ask you to take care of the patients, Dr. Shiro Neko?
Huh? I mean, sure, but... this is all so sudden.
Members of the TSC, for now I ask that you please return to the spare classroom. I took a look around the building. But it's just as Dr. Shironeko said. At this point in time, the barrier has only just appeared around the academy.
Which means... did we... go back to the past or something?
Regrettably, yes.
Unbelievable. Is there anything authorities can't do?
This defies all logic. Such a power is beyond reason.
They've got conditions and limitations, but depending on how you use them, you can basically be unstoppable. Controlling time's the kind of power you can't even fight. Not usually, anyway.
Well, I didn't notice anything. Are we sure we've traveled through time? They say that if you encounter yourself in another timeline, you'll create a paradox and vanish. I don't want that to happen to me. Are we going to make it through this?
There was no sign of those who were inside the infirmary, myself included, on the academy grounds.
Phew.
This isn't likely to be a power that creates another timeline or a parallel dimension. Evidently, it interferes with the target's time, controlling and rewinding their responses to physical phenomena. Aside from the infirmary, everywhere else was wound back to just before the barrier appeared. A power with such a substantial effect on the world must also take a massive toll on its pact bearer. It shouldn't be possible to carry out large-scale temporal manipulation like this consecutively. As it only targeted the Academy grounds, the ideals within the other world should still be destroyed. You should use this opportunity to shatter the final ideal and render the pact bearer of greed powerless. The corresponding mist should be somewhere within the old dormitory.
The cake, the decorations, they're all gone now. And Dr. Shironeko doesn't remember a thing, even though she's the one who set it all up. Actually, I guess it's more like they were never here to begin with. We remember things that never happened. Does that make us the unsettled ones?
The power to control time is a frightening one. Ms. Sora managed to prevent us from getting caught up in it on this occasion. But had you not noticed it, or even in the case you had, it isn't something that can be stopped. Time would repeat without your knowing. You would lose your memories. Tens, hundreds, perhaps even thousands of times. It could be that we have already lived through this several times already.
Time was just rewound. I know that even if Hugo was affected, it wouldn't impact his health. But I still can't help but worry.
Man, and here I thought I had a badass power. Time control's on a whole nother level. But that's not all. You already know who I'm talking about, right, Mr. VP?
Dr. Kakeru probably doesn't remember any of the time he spent with us either, huh? It's sad to think about. He doesn't seem to be in the infirmary yet. Where do you think he could be?
Heya, Mr. Vice President. Remember? Have you been the vice president of something else before? I heard from Miss Sora that you're the vice president of the True Student Council that just got set up. She also told me about that, barrier thing that's knocking kids out and keeping us from leaving campus. When life hits you, it really hits you hard, huh? And to top it off, Dr. Kakeru's not here when we need him most. Honestly, that guy. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation right now. Oh, right. Miss Sora asked me to help you guys, so don't be a stranger. You seem a bit pale. There. Don't push yourself too hard out.
I was actually, is my mic on? I think so. I was pretty disappointed to hear about the Persona 5 game. I was like, what are you wasting your time on right now, Atlas? So obnoxious. I would so much rather see like a new, like Persona 6. They could have remade 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, there's a lot of ways they could go, but I think Sega still owns Atlas, and Atlas is being influenced by them to make money. So, hence the monetization schemes that they've been doing, which is quite unfortunate.
Huh. This mist looks weirder than usual. It's flowing out of the old dorm. But man, if this is what's coming out, I don't know if I want to find out what it's like inside.
Too many monetization schemes for my taste, but I still like a lot of the stuff Atlas does. They've pretty much been my #1 favorite developer for quite some time. They just have really good products. Looks like we're going in the basement.
The mist is coming from the basement, huh? Considering where we are, there shouldn't be any unsettled. Not a lot of them, anyway. Mist seems pretty nasty in there, though. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Would you look at that? Honestly, it's kind of a sight to see. I'm looking forward to finding out what this packed bearer of greed is like.
It seems this place, too, is linked to the depths.
Dang, it's so misty right now. You can barely see. Makes sense. It's probably like direct proportion to the power that's being used or something like that. Not really sure what to do right now. Let's see. almost got by the... Oh shit, I think I just answered a death call. I'm so smart. Whatever. I'll just let him kill me.
Let's go, Ryotaro. It's mutant time.
At level 60, I don't think I'm going to be able to do much damage, especially because I don't have it on casual mode.
Null and void.
Could actually hurt them. Let's see how it goes, I guess.
No, foul cretins. Take this!
Hurry up and die.
How disappointing.
So annoying.
Devour them, kill. Screw you. How vexatious.
So...
You gotta be kidding.
Once more! You've been bested. So annoying.
Devour them, kill. Screw you.
Never lose.
Yeah, that would be awesome too. The first one is one of my favorite tactical RPGs. I never finished the second one. I just remember there being like a really annoying like boss, like I think relatively frequently, and it just got old for me super fast. How do I get out of this? I accidentally clicked. Ugh. Let's just do this and hope that it auto-saved recently. Jesus. Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of the SMT games are very difficult to find now. I started collecting them when I was probably in 8th grade, so like 20 years ago? I don't know. It's been a minute. I am a little old now. Oh, okay. We didn't really miss too much.
It seems this place, too, is linked to the depth.
Maybe I need to read those articles. Sometimes they have answers in them. Well, I'm not too proud to pull up a guide, especially when I'm streaming live. I'm like, so frustrating. Let's see here. This game has a lot of really cryptic puzzles. Oh, okay, it looks like I have to go back to the infirmary. No, we don't want to do that. We want to get rid of the death call. Jesus. There we go. But yeah, Devil Survivor Overclocked is one of the best SMT games ever made, so not a bad one to start with. Not at all.
Let's go, Ryotaro. It's mutant time.
Gameplay-wise, probably
Get ready.
SMT5 was my favorite. Some people would be upset with me for saying that though, but I don't really care. A lot of people didn't like the story. They were like, it felt rushed, it felt like they did blah blah blah. I'm like, I thought it was good for what it was.
Foul cretins.
Oh yeah. That poison spell is pretty good.
Hurry up and die. I'll kill you all. How vicious. Pathetic. Die already!
Payback. Here I go. Here I come.
Foul cretins.
Hurry up and die. How vexatious.
You're good at this, Ryotaro.
Alrighty, there we
Just
go.
another
Got rid of the
step up the
jewel so we can stop that death call from happening again. They really aren't kidding around when they call it that, because if you accidentally answer it, you will die. It's getting a little old though, having them run me back and forth with no fast travel. Thought I saw a blue dot, which usually means free stuff. I think my eyes are just playing tricks on me. Oof, it's kind of melty in here. Ugh, it's getting late too. It's already 10:18. That's okay though. I usually go to bed around 12. I usually try to stream in like 2 or 3 hour blocks. That way, gives people time to like jump on and say hello and all that good stuff. Usually I end up editing out like backtracking and non-story related stuff and grinding and all that to keep it kind of more interesting for the YouTube channel. I was actually surprised because I had like a lot of views on something that I didn't think would really get any views. I was playing this Mega Man Legends demo and it was pretty fun, but it was also pretty broken. But I guess some people found it entertaining, so I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's see. Infirmary. There's something in here, I guess, that I'm supposed to pick up.
You see? There. Don't push yourself too hard out there.
There we go. Looks like we got the key now. Like, like, one of the dungeons had you leave and, like, go to a different dungeon to use a computer to go all the way back to the other dungeon. I was like, come on, man. It's a little much. This game has a similar problem to the game I played before it. I was playing Like a Dragon Ishin, and it just, the backtracking is just so redonkulous. Like, I get that they, like, are using, like, a smaller, like, geographic area, and that's fine. Like, just don't make me walk back and forth all the time for not good reasons. I think I'm gonna check these spare rooms, because a lot of the times I've noticed, like, when I've cleared some mist out of an area and then walked back in, there's those crystals that permanently increase your stats. Shorthand. Oh, I see. That was for that puzzle. I was lazy and looked up the answer. Some of these are a little cryptic. Just a little. Okay, some of these people aren't registered in my profile, I guess. Hopefully there's no missable stuff, but there very well could be, I guess. But there is a New Game Plus, so that's not so bad. You can always replay it. Alright, we got rid of the death call, we have the key. And it is looking like we go this way. Yep, that's who I thought it was gonna be.
Oh. Hey. It's you guys. Looks like the time control didn't affect you. That the Dean's power, I'm guessing?
This supposed to be your idea of a joke?
Huh. Sorry for hiding this from you, Vice Prez. Why don't you find out for yourself?
The main thing that had me suspecting it was because he was like having trouble remembering all these people's names. So I was like, well, maybe the time control aspect is like making him forget some stuff too. I wasn't
That's a
quite
pretty
sure.
screwed up trick. Is it part of your time control thing?
Not exactly. Messing with time over and over is exhausting, not to mention inefficient energy-wise. What you felt just now was me manipulating the space half of space-time. That's my power. Spatio-chronokinesis. Lets me do what I want, when I want, where I want. Perfect for a guy like me.
Damn, not bad. I might take some of that for myself.
I'm sure you've realized that I'm the pact bearer of greed by now. My wish is to redo my life, to go back 10 years to when my brother was still around. Before the accident, before his death, before I lost him, to rewrite everything from scratch. But with that barrier in the way, I can't get out of this space-time interval. My authority is limited to the space within the barrier and the period of time since it appeared. Oh yeah, I guess that is what they've been telling you, huh? You think shattering ideals and defeating pact bearers will make the barrier disappear the way it does to the mist. I mean, why would it be any different, right? Except it is. This academy is in its own little pocket dimension, totally isolated from the outside world. It's all to protect the world from the authorities, the mist, the distortions, and all the chaos that comes with them. And it's all done through esokinesis, the authority to manipulate existence. That's all the barrier is. You've all seen its power up close already. Exactly. The one responsible for the barrier is Dean Jingu herself.
It's all coming together.
Hey, Vice Prez, why don't you and me team up? If we defeat the Dean, we bring down the barrier. No need to fight any other pact bearers. I can't think of a better ending than that.
Thanks for telling us how to destroy the barrier. But the thing is, Dr. Kakeru, if you get out, you're gonna rewind the entire world back to 10 years ago. Look what happened to the Academy because you went back a couple of days. If you did that to the whole world, how distorted is it gonna get? Enough that you end up wiping out humanity?
Oh well. Guess I should have known you wouldn't bend that easily. You mean that stuff about the mist and distortions? Hate to say it, but it'd be exactly as bad as you think. I can't say for sure how much mist it'd make, but I'd guess it'd cover about 20% of the Earth. Ever since Mitsuru died, all I could think about was finding a way to get back the time we lost. That's the reason I became a doctor in the first place. I'm not giving up on my wish, my feelings, or my desire. I don't care who thinks I'm crazy. I'm only here because I was driven by my ego. Logic and morals are all just so many words in the end. The ego is what really moves people. My ego is my very existence. I really was fond of you, Vice Prez. You and your sister both. It's a shame it had to come to this. But my ego demands I pursue my wish, and I'm not gonna stop being myself. Neither of us is gonna budge. That's the heart of conflict, though, isn't it? Our strength is derived from that of our egos and our beliefs. So hey, don't look so gloomy. This is your chance to prove to me how strong your ego can be. I've got high hopes for you, you know. Don't go letting us down now. Right, Avaricia? Now, let's get this show on the road.
Let's go, Ryotaro.
It's looting time.
Get ready.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Hurry up and die! I'll kill you all! How vexatious. How disappointing. Don't worry, this will tend to suit you. A simple matter. Hate. I must resist. Repentance of my kingdom will kill. Don't it!
You're open.
More.
Here I come.
Take this! Foul cretins! You've been bested!
Don't worry, this will tend to
suit you. A simple matter.
Get ready. Null and void.
Here I come.
Sorry if that appeared to be out of context. I wasn't sure if you were still watching. It was more in relation to, like, I could understand how this particular character feels, the doctor, in response to, like, he wants to have time shift due to the death of his brother. I'm like, you know, I can vibe that when somebody that was taken away too young leaves us too early.
I'll just turn things back.
Here I go.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Hurry up and die! Don't worry, there's no painting. Sutures.
Get ready.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Hurry up and die! How vexatious. Don't worry, there's no painting. Sutures.
Here I go.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Hurry up and die! How vexatious. Don't worry, my ego is who I am.
I'll kill you.
Done it!
Null and void.
Here I come.
Foul cretins! Hurry up and die! No mercy! No mercy!
Null and void.
Here I come.
Good! Another!
You're good at this, Ryotaro.
Just another step up the ladder.
I concur on the creepy factor of the other Monarch. It makes sense artistically wise, because greed, and then the name of the Monarch was like part of the word avarice, which is very similar to greed.
So, it's over, huh? Be proud of your ego and what you believe in. Damn it. I can't stop the blood.
I didn't think we hurt him that bad.
You really think you could wound me so bad that I couldn't rewind? No. Yoru did this.
Yoru? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mitsuru. I couldn't protect you. I couldn't keep my promise to you. I'm sorry.
He's losing way too much blood. How the hell did he fight us with a wound this deep?
Hey, Vice Press, you be sure to keep that promise with your sister. Got it? Yeah, it's a promise. Don't forget it. I hope, with what little remains of my ego, that your efforts pay off. Don't give up the fight.
Did he just move the ideal with his authority? Stop. The dead ain't gonna give you any answers. I know it hurts, but you have to look ahead. You got a promise to keep.
What's wrong? Why does everyone look so sad? What were you guys talking about? He was a pact bearer? But Kokoro is Sloth. And you already defeated the pact bearers of Lust. I went to all the trouble of getting you a gift, but I won't give it to you until you quit kidding around. So seriously, what happened?
You're all here, I see. It would seem I forced yet another painful burden upon you, Vice President. Dr. Kakeru's remains have been taken care of, courtesy of the Academy.
Huh?
It is most regrettable. Even if he was the Pact Bearer of Greed, there's no denying that he has contributed much to the Academy as a doctor. It may not have been his intention, but many lives were spared thanks to him rewinding time. In exchange, however, we have lost a truly precious person. This development has been all too grave. But while I would like to take the time to grieve, Vice President, Mr. Date, Miss Tsurugadai, only 3 Pact Bearers remain, the 3 in the True Student Council. Harsh as the truth may be, if we wish to resolve the anomalies in this academy, your ideals must be shattered as well.
Bullshit.
How truly lamentable. You do realize your authority is strong enough to kill a man, no?
Yet you brushed it off like it was nothing. We already know. Your authority lets you manipulate existence. You're an aberrant pack bearer, like Mr. VP.
Me, a pact bearer? Did Dr. Kakeru tell you that? I didn't expect you all to be so crass. If you knew the truth, you really should have said so sooner. I wouldn't have needed to keep up this farce.
Bastard! Damn force field!
As you so astutely determined, this is the power of the Demon of Woe. It is an aberration, much like the Vice President's vanity. Creating existence, erasing it, controlling a target, altering their very being. It's really quite convenient. It's an impressive ability, to be sure. Even the authority of greed can't match it. But I prefer not to use my power if I can avoid it, so as not to create more distortions in the world. I would like to apologize, not just to you, Pact Bearers, but to you, Miss Aikawa and Hinata, and you as well, Shinya. It would appear I have caused your trust in me to fade. For that, I am sorry. I refrain from using my power for my own self-interest. It is merely the final line of defense for the Academy. As you surmised, the barrier is indeed my doing. Defeat me, and it will disappear, allowing you to leave the Academy. But is that the right thing to do? As Pact Bearers, you would spread the mist, causing chaos wherever you go. I strongly suggest that you all reconsider. If you decide to fight me, leave the Academy, and upset the balance of the world without a care for the chaos you'll sow, then you had best prepare yourselves. I urge you all to make the best decisions for yourselves and for the world. That includes you, Shinya. And one more thing. Thanks to your efforts, all the other Pact Bearers are gone. The majority of the Academy is now safe. There is no need for the True Student Council anymore. As such, you are hereby disbanded.
Dr. Kakeru. He's dead? No. He can't be.
Intermission. Dust.
I would like to be left alone for a bit. I need some time to sort out the situation. I will be returning to the library for the time being.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to be sticking with Sora for a while. Her powers, what happened with Dr. Kakeru, it all came as a shock. It's given me a lot to think about. But in the end, I have faith that what she's doing is right.
There's something I have to accomplish. That's the whole reason I got this power. If Sora's the cause of the barrier, then that makes my choice easy. All I have to do is fight her and win. I hate to do this to you, especially with everything that's happening, but I'm gonna be bailing from here on out. I know what I have to do now.
The Academy's still in turmoil thanks to the mist and the barrier. But at least there's no pact bearers this time. I'm going to head to the student council room. It seems this timeline is doing all right without Kurama. We were ordered to disband the TSC after all. I just need some time to take my mind off of things right now.
Hey. Sorry for not believing you earlier. I didn't realize how hard everyone had it. Thanks. Everyone's gone off on their own now. If you guys ended up turning against each other, I don't know what I'd do. What do you think? You don't really mean that, do you? You're kind and caring. And so are Ryotaro and Kokoro. None of you would want to hurt anyone. I'm sure you guys wouldn't be any danger outside of the academy. Can't we convince Miss Sora and Shinya of that? On the other hand, Kokoro doesn't seem to care too much about her power. Maybe you could convince Ryotaro not to use his either. What do you think? You should talk with everyone in the TSC. I'm sure they'd be willing to listen to you. Oh, and by the way, have you lost weight recently? Right. I didn't think you did either. And I guess you really haven't. Sorry, that was a weird question, I know. Forget I mentioned it. Hey, sorry for not believing.
seem... You should be. Make sure you don't over...
I've been wondering, why exactly am I dressed like this? When I came to, I was in the infirmary. Perhaps it has something to do with the anomalies in the academy.
Oh, Vice President. My mistake. Former Vice President. Have you made your decision? Why, of course. The Pact Bearers need only shatter their ideals themselves. My stance, the Academy's stance, will not change. The barrier will remain until all of the Pact Bearers are gone. Shinya is in agreement with me. Isn't that right?
What Sora's saying makes sense. Please, don't make the wrong decision.
I hope to receive a positive response from you too, or even a neutral one, so long as you comply. Whatever you do, try not to make a choice we'll all regret.
The Academy has been beset by a number of mysterious incidents. I heard Dr. Kakeru fell victim to them as well. A harrowing, sorrowful tale. To be sure, how pathetic of me to have collapsed during such a trying time. At the least, I shall do what I can to prepare for what may come. That way, there will be no further harm to the students.
Oh, I didn't realize that the bottom left it's telling me to go to the library, so I guess that's where we're going next. Like, that bottom left thing doesn't always show up, so I'm like, huh? What am I supposed to be doing right now? But it's okay. I don't mind re-exploring, because there's been some missed items and books and such that I'm sure might help elaborate on the story. That, and I'm missing a ton of alter egos, so I'm like, probably gonna have to do this later anyway. You know what I mean?
I would appreciate some patience. I haven't had enough time to think things over. Or did you need something? Fighting? With whom? The Dean? Ryotaro? Or do you mean with me? You wouldn't want to fight me, would you? Likewise. I don't mind hanging up my hat, so to speak. I have no intention of fighting Miss Sora or Ryotaro, for now. But I doubt either of them will change their minds. And then there's Yoru, our uncontrolled variable. Therefore, I cannot relinquish my power just yet. I would prefer to avoid combat, but if you, Chio, or Nozomi find yourselves in danger, I will aid you. As you are well aware, I wish for nothing more than safety and security. The mist that surrounds this place belongs to me. I cannot allow anyone else to be here.
What's up, Mr. VP? What, just 'cause Sora said so? You guys always just do everything you're told? So, what is it? I already told you, didn't I? I'm gonna defeat Sora and leave the academy. Still, I don't think I stand much of a chance against her head-on. I don't want to rely on my power too much either. Wouldn't want to drag any innocent people into my business. You can't have a pack bear without some mist. I just have to find hers and shatter her ideals. Once I do, it'll be the first step toward reaching my goal. If you plan on trying to stop me, be my guest. I've been ready to square off with you since the moment we met. And if we do, we'll settle things fair and square. But you know, maybe you and me could... Never mind. Forget it. Think it over real carefully. Do what your heart tells you, and you won't have any regrets. It's your life after all.
I see you've returned, though that's nothing new. On the desk is a letter from Chio to you.
There's something I want to check, so I'm headed to the second ear building. I'm leaving you a present with this note. Sorry I couldn't give it to you in person. It'll fit you perfectly. Well, it should. Chio. A hand-knit cardigan. Guess I should have went to the second building last instead of first.
Hey, your sister was asking me where your class was. Man, she's just a middle schooler. Sucks she had to get mixed up in all of this mess. You're in Class B. What's up with you?
them! Here I go. Null and void.
Foul Cretans!
How vexatious. Hurry up and die! Die, die, die! Analysis complete.
Wanna play?
Fruitless.
No mercy!
Null and void.
Foul Cretans!
This is the end. I'll kill you all! Analysis complete.
Wanna play?
I want it.
Get ready.
Have another! How vexatious. How disappointing. Hurry up and die! All done! Analysis complete.
Wanna play?
Fruitless.
Biding my time.
Fruitless. Get ready. Null and void.
Foul Cretans!
How vexatious. Hurry up and die! Analysis complete. Pathetic.
Foul Cretans!
How vexatious. How disappointing. Hurry up and die! Analysis complete.
Fruitless. Here I go.
Foul Cretans! Take this!
Now you see.
No way. This can't be. No.
Your sister. She's...
I'm sorry, but you need to listen. I couldn't save her, and I'll never forgive myself for it. But please, you have to listen. There's nothing we could have done. Chio was already dead when you brought her in. She had been, for a while. Hey, are you okay?
Yo's dead. From the shock.
Chio? No. No, it can't.
Time you need. Push it. Long as it takes.
The other... without mist. Hers at fault. Deserved to... Still,
Sorry about... Vented that... big coward. Bear's... evil.
Such a good student. Victim. Regrettable. We will... remains... him, Runeko? Of course. Perchi... Yuko.
All too trap. Assured, I will... deserves.
Hey, Vice Pres. I thought you said you were going to protect her. Don't you dare break your promise, no matter what. Keep up the fight. Don't let this world get the best of you.
And here I feared you'd fall back into fragile facadehood. That Chio got caught in this mess. Even I rue that fact, I confess. The reversal of time has disposed of the mist, and yet the distortions have yet to desist. They're piling up with no sign of suspension in the tiny confines of this pocket dimension. The other world called with no mist, undeterred, for the border between the realms have blurred. The distortions won't just go away, as much as you'd prefer it that way. But disable the barrier and the distortions will disseminate, decreasing their density. Do so, and the danger will dissipate. Method aside, the barrier must go away, lest the distortions claim even more lives as prey. I'm sure you wouldn't raise an objection to me giving a hint in the right direction. What you make of that little clue is up to fate, as well as you.
Are you all right? Huh. I understand. Miss Sora and Mr. Yugo are making sure Chio's attended to. But we can't have a funeral for her until the barrier's gone. I wanted to share something with you. It was recorded on Chio's phone. Take a listen, once you've had some time to recover. Everyone in the TSC came to check on you while you were unconscious. Why don't you go let them know how you're doing? I have to step up to the plate, now that Dr. Kakeru is gone. You seem pale. You should be fine now. Make sure you don't overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been sick ever since I was little. I know you've always worried about me. I know how I am. You always took care of me. You loved me. And despite that, no. Never mind. I'm glad I had a brother like you. We made a promise. For after everything went back to normal. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't stay with you longer. It's strange. I feel cold, but warm. It's so dark and quiet. Listen. Thank you for caring about me. I love you. I'm proud to call myself your sister. I always will be. Help the others. Protect them. Don't give in to the chaos. Don't let it corrupt you. I know. I was never a good sister. But I'm glad that you loved and cared for me anyway. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I wish we could have spent
Being the only one in the infirmary feels lonelier and emptier than ever.
Oh. Are you all right? You shouldn't force yourself. Why are you here? Did Dr. Shironeko tell you? There's no need to thank me. I'm glad we could speak one final time. We've had many unexpected occurrences. I thought for sure you would blame me. For what happened to Chio. I contributed to the distortions that claimed her, after all. I am a pact bearer. I hurt someone important to you. I caused you harm and insecurity. I am sorry. Thank you. You are truly kind. I did a lot of thinking while you were unconscious, and I finally understand now. I can never truly be safe or secure. I will end up hurting someone no matter how hard I try otherwise. That is simply the way I am. The question, then, remains. How can I not hurt anyone? How can I not be hurt by anyone? After much contemplation, I have come upon the only solution. I seek to make this wish of mine come true. In order to do so, I cannot relinquish my pact. I am sorry. And so, because of that, I cannot remain by your side any longer. If I hope to fulfill this wish of mine, it is best that I do so on my own. That is the only way. Goodbye.
The Scholar of Sloth seeks seclusion, I see. She seems steadfast in sticking to her strikingly solitary ego. Well, you heard full well what Kokoro said, but what do you plan to do instead? Whatever the case, if you wish to be entangled in Kokoro's fate, to stand beside her and tread the same path, then find your determination. Bring your ego to bear. The road of fate thins like a waning tide. There won't be much room to walk by your side.
I thought I told you that it was best for me to be alone. Leave me be. Huh.
You. I heard your little sister died. My condolences.
What do you want? Huh? You for real? I'm not gonna get all chummy with you now. What, me? You're the one who just went through hell. Hey. What was it that made you pass out? What was it you were fighting for? It was your sister, right? You fought to get her out of the academy, but you collapsed when she died, yeah? Did you hear what caused Chio's death? And why are you trying to buddy up with me? I'm a pack bear, and I'm not planning on giving up my power. That makes me your enemy. Authorities make the distortion stronger. That makes me part of the reason she died. You and me, we're at odds with each other. I'm gonna go my own way. You better figure out yours. And once our paths cross, we're gonna settle things between us for good. So don't go getting soft on me.
Harshly hostile, isn't he? His ego is egregiously extreme as ever. Well? You heard full well what Ryotaro said. But what do you plan to do instead? Whatever the case, if you wish to be entangled in Ryotaro's fate, to stand beside him and tread the same path, then find your determination. Bring your ego to bear. The road of fate thins like a waning tide. There won't be much room to walk by your side. You're okay. Thank God. It's fine. I'm just glad you're safe.
If you have a moment, can we talk? Just the two of us? Sora's not in her office right now. We can go in there. I have something I want to ask you. Please? I won't take long. I appreciate it. After you. Thanks for letting me have some of your time. It's a little hard to talk about this in front of the others. I have a favor to ask. I want you to stop fighting. You've been pushing yourself too hard. I don't want to see you get hurt again. It's not like you wanted to be a Pact Bearer. You just got swept up in the anomalies. I'll take care of things from here on. So please, break your pact. Leave this all behind. You've done enough already. Nothing's been going right since all of this started. I've been doing some reflection. If only I'd taken down the Pact Bearers faster. If only I weren't so weak. If only I defeated them all without a second thought. Then Chio wouldn't have had to die. I'm so sorry. I know I can't be forgiven, and I know apologies won't solve anything. But I still have my responsibilities as a Jingu to fulfill. You shouldn't have to fight anymore. I want you to rest, to live in peace without any more pain. So let me know if you decide to break your pact. I'll put in a good word with Sora for you.
He doesn't wish for you to fight. Because it's his role. Because it's his right. It seems he's decided with firm resignation to torment his ego with self-flagellation. Well? It's clear that he wishes to fight on his own, to showcase how much he can handle alone. And yet, if you wish to be entangled in Shinya's fate, to know him and stand together with him, then find your determination, bring your ego to bear. The road of fate thins like a waning tide. There won't be much room to walk by your side.
Who is it? Leave me alone. Huh? Come in, then. I'm sorry. I should have done better. Been better. Then Shio wouldn't have had to die. I can't live with myself. When Dr. Kakeru died, I ran away from the TSC and locked myself in here. If I'd stayed, if I'd worked together with Chio, then maybe none of this would have happened. Or rather, maybe I could have died in her place. But it is. It never would have come to this if I hadn't lost sight of my purpose in life. Putting myself on the line for another. If I'd been able to live the way she did, then even I could have had a purpose. But I gave in to my fears and ran away. In the end, I couldn't achieve anything. I thought faking it would be enough, but I couldn't even do that much. I had a best friend who I really respected. I always wanted to be like her. But I was a coward, weak. I had no purpose, no value in life. If I were anything like her, I would have been able to devote myself to others like she did. Maybe then my life would have held meaning. Maybe then my life would have had some hope. But I've always been the cowardly Nozomi. I could never hope to become a saint like her. Sorry. I know you don't care about any of this. I just wanted to give you a proper apology. That's why I let you in. I know what I did can't be forgiven. You should just forget about me.
The damsel drowns in a deluge of despair. And yet, if you wish to be entangled in Nozomi's fate, if you wish to step into her heart, then find your determination. Bring your ego to bear. The road of fate thins like a waning tide. There won't be much room to walk by your side.
Alrighty, that is gonna be the end of episode 5. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow with more.